Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome to my channel. My name is Alexa, and for this video, I will be naming my top 10 favorite Disney World attractions. Okay, so this is gonna be like a little different than my other videos because basically this one is gonna be my favorite Disney World attractions, but most of these rides really aren't like in the top 10 like best rides in Disney. It's more of my own personal opinion, and if I had to name my top 10 favorite thrill rides from Disney, they probably wouldn't be the same because most of these aren't thrill rides. They're just my favorite rides from when I was younger and like recently, so it's just a mixture of things. And they're not in order of my favorite to least favorite because that will be another video. So starting off, first ride that I want to talk about is the Na'vi River Journey.
So I'm editing this video and I realized that I called the ride Na'vi River Journey instead of the Flight of Passage. So, yeah, it's actually called Avatar Flight of Passage, not Na'vi River Journey. That is the other ride in Pandora, the World of Avatar. It's not on my list, but it's also a great ride. Yeah, it's called Flight of Passage.
Probably most of you guys know, if you've been to Disney, there is a ride in Animal Kingdom that is called
Avatar Flight of Passage.
So this ride basically consists of 3 or 4 levels of these like simulator banshee-like chairs. It's meant to make you feel like you are sitting on a banshee, which is an animal from Pandora, the World of Avatar. So you're sitting on it and it vibrates and it makes noises to make you feel like you're flying on a banshee. Okay, moving on to my next favorite ride. This is not a fan favorite in my family except for me. This attraction is Dinosaur. So this is also in the Animal Kingdom. I personally like Dinosaur because it is different in the fact that it's about dinosaurs and it's like a roller coaster thrill ride, but it's not like an intense roller coaster. I like how the ride is like in the dark but has like flashing lights, so it's not too much where it gets you dizzy or anything. It's just enough. Okay, the next ride that I'm going to mention is Spaceship Earth. So this might also be like another one of those rides where like people might think that it's not a good ride. I mean, I can totally see that because it is a little boring if you're someone that doesn't like history and doesn't really like a slow-paced ride like that. I personally enjoy it because it is in the globe, which I used to call the Big Apple. So like if you know Epcot, you know that it's a big giant golf ball which is supposed to represent Earth. So I just like how it's in that because it always makes me wonder how all of the parts of the ride are in that globe. Like I know that it's like there's parts of the globe like underneath it that are like parts of the ride, if that makes any sense. Like a part of the ride, but like it's still crazy how it all fits in there. So I really like that ride because it also has to do with history and how our world was pretty much like created and how we got to the place where we are now. I love that because I love history. I love just like the growth of our world. It's just so cool. I also like it because it's usually the first attraction that I go on in Epcot. Okay, moving on to the next ride. I think this is a fan favorite, so some people might actually agree with me on this one. This ride is Rock 'n' Roller Coaster, Aerosmith. So most of you, probably all of you guys that have been to Disney World know this ride. So Rock 'n' Roller Coaster is a ride based in Hollywood Studios, and it has to do with Aerosmith, which is a band. I don't know when they first became popular, probably like in the 1980s.
Okay, so I just looked it up and it originated in the 1970s.
I don't know, I don't want to say something and then be wrong, but I actually love Steven Tyler. Rock 'n' Roller Coaster is a great ride because it is about music and I love the concept of it. The ride is pretty much a giant like stretched out limo and it's probably like 30 seconds long, and you go 3, 2, 1 and then you speed off and you go through like these colorful neon lights, and then you end the ride in this like red carpet area. It's just so cool. It looks like you're actually at a concert. I love that ride. Number 5 is the Pirates of the Caribbean. So I actually have never watched any of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, but I love the ride, and so does the rest of my family. There's just something about it that makes us so anxious to go on it. I think it has to do with the animatronics and the atmosphere and the theme song, like yo ho yo, like who doesn't like that?
So awesome.
I just love pirates. Like, you want to see right now? Got Captain Hook in my room.
Damn, that girl's weird. Why would she, like, have a cardboard cutout of him? Like, that's just so weird.
Okay, number 6 is Journey into Imagination with Figment. This ride is all about Figment. So Figment is the purple dragon, and he is figment of your imagination. So he's pretty much like this crazy creature that just loves to be happy. The ride is really just like going through like the different like senses, and like Figment is trying to help this doctor, and the doctor doesn't really want him to be there and help him out because Figment's crazy. But it's a really cute ride, and I just love his character and the whole concept of it. But I heard that that ride will be closing sometime within the next year, so I'm really upset about that because that is one of my favorite rides in all of Disney World. Obviously it's on this list, so I'm upset about that. Number 7 is a ride that I do think is pretty popular. They changed up a few times, and the newer version is probably my favorite so far. This ride is Soarin' Around the World. I just called Soaring, so I just forgot, like I just didn't continue on with that. It pretty much makes you feel like you're flying over all these different sites, and when you're flying over the different sites, it like sprays out different scents. So like in one of the different scenes, fly over like an ocean and it smells like the ocean and you fly over like trees and everything, you can smell the pollen. It's really cool. I love that ride. Okay, the next ride that is on my list is the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. Tower of Terror is probably on the lower side of my list. Like, it's not one of my favorites, but I still consider it a favorite because of just how like unique it is. I've been going on Tower of Terror for probably like, I don't know, maybe 8 years now. I like the ride. I like the concept of it because it's creepy, it's in a hotel, but my only downfall about it is that you're pretty much just going onto an elevator, you're sitting there, you go into like one room, you see like the family and then like them disappear, and then you go into another room, you go around, and then you just go straight into like the drop, and then you go down, up, and then like straight into like this room, and then that's it. Like that's the ride. Like, I think it's a good ride for like the creative side of it, but I feel that it's too short. But my absolute favorite part of this ride is like the second drop, because the first drop you're like, well, it depends on which one you are on because there's 2 different versions, but usually the one that I go on is the one where like you go down first, then you go up, and then down. So pretty much when you're going down, that drop, it's so fast, and then once you go up, you're pretty much in midair. It is the best feeling ever. It's so cool. So that is my favorite part of that ride. So the next attraction on my list is the Haunted Mansion. So the Haunted Mansion is honestly, I feel like one of the coolest rides in Disney World. So the Haunted Mansion has always confused me on the way how it was built, because when you look at the ride, it doesn't look like there's a lot of space to fit everything that is in the attraction. And recently I looked it up, and the reason for them being able to fit everything in that attraction is by creating an underground entrance into the ride. So most of the ride is underground, and that is possible because when you enter the ride and you go into the room where there's the 4 portraits that like stretch, and it says like, is this room stretching or is it just your imagination? The room actually is stretching, but not really stretching. It's just an elevator and it's going down. It's honestly such a cool ride. Okay, and number 10 is Expedition Everest. So I'm sure if you've been to Disney World, you have been on this ride or have passed this attraction or seen this attraction by just driving through Disney property. This ride is located in pretty much Mount Everest, but Disney World version. So in this ride, you're pretty much trying to go up the mountain, but then you realize that you can't because a Yeti pretty much broke off the track. So then you just go down the mountain and face the Yeti, and there's a picture taken of you. But it's so cool because It's a thrill ride. If you like roller coasters, I would definitely recommend going on Expedition Everest. Me and my brother actually find it to be probably our favorite roller coaster in all of Disney World, and that's beating Space Mountain, which actually isn't on my list, and I have a reason for that. And if you guys like this video, I will tell you that reason. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I am really glad that I made it, because when I talk about Disney, I just become so happy. Like, I don't know, I just love Disney World so much and everything Disney, and it's one of those topics where I actually know a lot about, so I feel like I can just talk about something, not be nervous that I'm wrong or whatever. I'm really confident in it, and I just love everything Disney. So if you want to see another video like this where I actually rate my top 10 favorite attractions, or just more Disney insider videos, because I've been there many times. I'm so happy that I've been there so many times, because I know some people haven't even gone there once, and I am so sorry for them because I'm a Disney fanatic and I just will always stand by Disney, and that is a true statement. You can mark my word. Thank you for watching. Let me know if my favorite rides are similar to your favorite rides. Bye!